All right, let's cut to the chase. What would you do if grocery store shelves went bare not just for a day, but for weeks? Maybe even longer. We've seen the writing on the wall, shortages hitting unpredictably, prices creeping higher every week, and don't get me started on the weird weather messing with food supplies. Every trip to the store feels like playing roulette. Here's the deal, though. You don't want to be the one caught empty-handed while everyone else is panic buying. Today, we're breaking down 10 essential grocery products you need to stockpile before next month. These aren't just the usual cans of beans and pasta, either. We're talking about items no one's mentioning, including one simple thing that lasts practically forever, and a few total game changers guaranteed to save you hours in the kitchen. These could mean the difference between eating like a human and choking down dull survival rations. And some of these items, they're already vanishing fast, so you need to act now. Stick around to the end, because you won't want to miss which of these could completely change the way you prep for what's coming. Hit that subscribe button, and let's get started. 1. Rice and grains, your food insurance plan. First up, rice and grains. Sounds boring? Think again. These aren't just food staples, they're your ticket to survival when the shelves go empty and options run thin. Here's why you need to stockpile them yesterday. White rice is the king of long-term storage. Seriously, if you store it correctly in airtight containers with moisture absorbers, it can last 25 to 30 years. Yes, decades. When the fresh food's gone and chaos is setting in, you'll be glad you invested in this humble powerhouse. It's not just sitting pretty on your shelf either, it's versatile as hell. You can pair it with pretty much anything, from canned tuna to frozen veggies, or even turn it into a dessert with nothing more than a little sugar or honey. Energy-dense and filling, white rice isn't just food, it's fuel. Now, oats. Don't sleep on oats. While rice handles the heavy lifting as a calorie source, oats bring extra nutrition into the mix. They're packed with fiber, which helps keep your digestion in check, and they'll keep you feeling full longer, more essential than you realize when rationing becomes the name of the game. Plus, they're loaded with nutrients like iron and magnesium, the kind of stuff your body starts begging for when fresh fruit and vegetables are out of reach. But here's the twist. Oats aren't just for breakfast. Sure, you can pair them with a little cinnamon and milk for a quick meal, but they're also a great base for savory dishes. Add them to soups, stews, or even cook them like grits for a hearty dinner. And if the power goes out, no problem. Oats don't even need heat. You can soak them in cold water and still have an edible, nutrient-packed meal. This combo of rice and oats doesn't just scream practicality, it's like owning the Swiss Army knife of pantry staples. They're cheap, they last forever, and they'll keep you covered no matter what life throws at you. Don't just buy a bag or two, get enough to actually get you through a few months. Seal it tight in airtight containers and stash them somewhere cool. This isn't just extra food, this is your insurance policy for when things get rough. Don't wait until you're staring at empty shelves, get rice and oats into your pantry now. 2. Cooking oils, the secret weapon you're probably ignoring. Next up, cooking oils. Look, most people don't even think about these when they're stockpiling. But if you're planning to actually prepare meals and not just survive on bland, dry food, you're going to need them. And not just any cheap stuff either, we're talking about olive oil and coconut oil. These two are pantry MVPs, and here's why they're non-negotiable. First, olive oil. If you think it's just a fancy salad topping, you're not paying attention. Olive oil is packed with healthy fats and antioxidants that your body will crave when fresh food is hard to come by. It's heart healthy, yes, but the real selling point, versatility. You can use it for sautéing, roasting, or dressing up canned veggies and grains to make them actually taste good. It even works as a base for marinades if you manage to get your hands on fresh ingredients. And flavor-wise, olive oil can turn the most boring pantry meal into something edible. Trust me, once you've tried rice and beans drizzled with olive oil instead of plain, game changer. Now, coconut oil. This one takes the win for long-term storage. While most oils turn rancid after a while, coconut oil lasts much longer, especially when stored properly. It's heat-stable too, making it ideal for frying or searing at higher temperatures. But here's what makes coconut oil a double threat: it's not just for cooking. You can use it as a moisturizer when your skin's shot in dry conditions, and in a pinch, it can even double as an emergency fuel source. It's like the multi-tool of your stockpile. Here's the thing, none of this matters if you don't store these oils right. Keep them in airtight containers and stashed in a cool, dark spot, far away from heat or sunlight. Throw the bottle near the stove? You're just asking for them to go bad faster. Do it right, and they'll last you months, maybe even years. Forget the cheap, overly processed junk oils. They don't hold up and come with zero health benefits. Invest in a few quality bottles of olive and coconut oils. They're not just about cooking, they're about making your survival stockpile practical and functional. With these in your arsenal, you're not just playing defense, you're prepping like a pro. Get some! Now. 3 peanut butter and nut butters, the protein punch you can't ignore. Peanut butter and nut butters, they're not just nostalgic sandwich fillers. These jars of creamy goodness are absolute gold when it comes to stockpiling. Packed with protein, healthy fats, and key nutrients, they're one of the smartest things you can stash when preparing for unpredictable times, and here's why. Peanut butter stands out as one of the most protein-dense options among nut butters, delivering around 8 grams of protein in just 2 tablespoons. But it's not only about protein. The high-calorie and fat content provide a dense, energy-packed snack or meal base that'll keep you fueled for hours. When food is hard to come by, you need something that can sustain your energy and keep hunger at bay, and peanut butter does exactly that. Feeling sluggish or hangry? A spoonful of this stuff can stabilize blood sugar fast and give you that much-needed energy boost. But here's the kicker, it's not just all fat and calories. Peanut butter is loaded with monounsaturated fats, aka the good fats, which help improve heart health by boosting good cholesterol and lowering the bad kind. It's also an underrated source of vitamin E, magnesium, and potassium, all crucial for brain function, muscle health, and overall energy during stressful times. And it's not just peanut butter you should be looking at. Almond butter, for example, kicks in an extra dose of vitamin E for immune support. Cashew butter? It's creamy as hell and can even work as a substitute for dairy in recipes. Sunflower seed butter? That's your go-to for anyone with nut allergies, and guess what? It's just as nutrient-dense and versatile. When choosing nut butters, don't get suckered by fancy packaging glittered with sugar and oils. Go for the clean ones, just nuts, maybe a pinch of salt. The simple stuff not only lasts longer but also avoids unnecessary junk that could mess with your health or shorten the shelf life. Proper storage is key. Keep your nut butters in a cool, dark place, not next to the stove, and the oils won't go rancid. Quality peanut butter can last a year unopened when stored right, and some of the more processed options can even stretch up to 2 years. These butters are lifesavers in a crisis. Spread them on crackers, mix them into oatmeal, or stir them into soups for a boost of flavor and nutrients. Small jar, huge impact. Add these to your stockpile now or regret it later. 4 dried pasta and noodles, the underrated hero of your stockpile. Coming in at number 4, we've got dried pasta and noodles. And yeah, I know what you're thinking, pasta? Seriously. But hear me out. Pasta isn't just food, it's a survival tool. This stuff is cheap, lasts forever, okay, not literally, but close enough, and you can turn it into a million different meals with minimal effort. If you're stockpiling and skipping this, you're making a rookie mistake. Here's the deal. Dried pasta is ridiculously shelf-stable. We're talking years of storage if you keep it in a cool, dry spot. No fancy containers needed, just keep moisture out, and you've got yourself a carb-packed lifesaver. The beauty of pasta is it fills you up fast. When groceries are low or you're stretching out supplies, a hearty plate of spaghetti can keep you going. It's efficient, easy to cook, and tastes great with almost anything you've already stockpiled: canned tomatoes, a dash of olive oil, or even some dried herbs. Boom, instant comfort food. Now, do you want to step it up? Look beyond your basic white pasta. Whole grain and lentil-based pastas bring extra bang for your buck. They deliver more fiber, protein, and nutrients, which translates to sustained energy and a healthier fill. And guess what? They store just as long as regular pasta. If you've got picky eaters at home or you're worried someone's going to whine about flavor, relax. Once they're covered in sauce, nobody cares if it's high-protein penne or basic elbows. But here's where it gets serious. Wheat supplies globally have been hit hard lately, and that's making pasta prices swing like crazy. This isn't just random inflation, it's the kind of trend you don't want to ignore. Stock up now before the shelves are empty or prices hit ridiculous levels. Trust me, a few extra packs in your pantry today can spare you the headache down the road. And honestly, can we talk about how comforting pasta is? When things feel uncertain, sometimes all you need is a warm plate of noodles to make it through another day. Pasta isn't fancy, but it's affordable, timeless, and absolutely essential for your stockpile. Ignore it at your own risk. Go grab a variety: classic spaghetti, macaroni, or even some rice noodles. You'll thank yourself later. 5 broths, and stock cubes the flavor boost your stockpile needs. Sliding in at number 5 is something most people forget about but shouldn't. Broths and stock cubes. Now, I get it. You might be thinking, why bother with bouillon when I can just grab spices? But here's the cold. Hard truth, broths and stock cubes are absolute lifesavers in a stockpile. If you want your meals to feel like actual food and not some bland survival mush, you need these. First off, stock cubes and powdered broths are compact, lightweight, and shelf-stable. Translation? They don't take up much space, last forever, and pack a serious punch when it comes to flavor. These little blocks of magic were created to mimic slow-simmered broths, and they do the job brilliantly. Toss one into boiling water and, boom, instant rich, flavorful broth in seconds. That's a shortcut you're going to appreciate when time, fresh ingredients, or even energy are in short supply. It's not just about sipping broth, though. These are ridiculously versatile. Use them to amp up soups, stews, and sauces, or to elevate grains like rice, couscous, or quinoa. Cooking your grains in broth instead of plain water instantly adds depth and richness to a meal. And in tough times, when ingredients are in short supply, these cubes and broths can make even the most basic pantry items taste halfway decent. If you're going for liquids, like boxed chicken or vegetable broth, pro tip: always look for aseptic packaging. Why? Because it keeps the broth fresh without needing refrigeration until you crack it open. Don't have space for liquid? No problem. Freeze your broth into ice cubes and they'll last up to a year. That's what we call efficient. Here's the bottom line: stock cubes and broths are essential. They're a cheap, easy way to upgrade boring meals into something that feels satisfying and comforting. And during chaos or emergencies, a bowl of rich soup or a flavorful stew can be a mental game changer. You're not just eating, you're enjoying. There's no excuse not to have these in your pantry. Stock up on a variety: chicken, beef, veggie, whatever fits your style. But trust me, when the time comes and your grains, beans, or canned veggies start tasting like the most boring thing on earth, you'll be glad you thought ahead. 6 canned proteins, the heavyweight champs of your stockpile. Now, coming in hot at number 6, we've got canned proteins. Yes, we're talking about tuna, salmon, beans, all the stuff your grandma probably already knew was gold in a crisis. These cans? They're the absolute no-brainer of emergency storage. Why? Because when fresh food is nowhere in sight, these little metal saviors give you the nutrients you need to keep going strong. Here's the deal: protein fuels your body, plain and simple. It keeps you full, helps repair muscle, and gives you the energy to keep grinding when things get tough. Canned protein isn't just convenient, it's survival-grade smart. Tuna and salmon come in clutch with heart-healthy omega-3s, which not only protect your ticker but also fight off inflammation. And they're packed with complete proteins. Yeah, that means all the essential amino acids your body needs to function. But it's not just about survival, it's about versatility. Tuna salad. Easy. Salmon added to pasta? Delicious. Need a main dish in a pinch? Turn them into patties or toss some onto whatever random carbs you've got lying around. These cans can morph into hundreds of meal options without breaking a sweat. And don't sleep on beans. Black beans, chickpeas, kidney beans, whatever you can grab. They're the kings of budget-friendly protein and loaded with fiber, which helps keep your digestion working smoothly and even stabilizes blood sugar levels. Want a pro tip? The liquid in those cans, called aquafaba, can replace eggs in recipes. Yeah, you heard me. Can't find eggs anywhere? Thank your can of chickpeas for stepping in as the MVP. Here's why you need to act now: these cans last for years if you store them properly. Think cool, dark places. They'll be sitting there when all the fresh groceries are gone, ready to keep you stocked with solid, satisfying meals. Trust me, with canned proteins in your pantry, you're never scraping the bottom of the barrel. Stock up on these tuna, salmon, beans, whatever fits your palate and budget. It's no fluff, just nutrition, quality, and reliability packed into something that barely takes up space. If you're serious about planning ahead, tear through the canned goods aisle before everyone else catches on. 7 canned or jarred vegetables and fruits, the produce that won't quit. All right, coming in at number 7, it's time to talk about canned and jarred vegetables and fruits. And no, this isn't just about having something green on your plate during an apocalypse. These little lifesavers are the unsung heroes of your stockpile. When fresh produce is either ridiculously expensive or simply unavailable, these cans and jars step up big time. Why do you need them? Because they pack all the vitamins and nutrients you'd miss when fresh food disappears. Think of canned tomatoes chock full of vitamin C or jarred green beans that bring fiber to the table. These aren't just filler sides, they're the nutritional foundation you'll lean on when things get tight. And here's the kicker, they're shelf stable. We're talking years of shelf life if kept in a cool, dry place. You can forget about buying fresh zucchini that goes limp in 3 days. These cans don't care how long you've ignored them, they're ready when you are. Now, don't go treating the liquids in these cans like trash. That juice your beans or veggies are swimming in, it's packed with flavor and nutrients. Use it in soups, stews, casseroles, whatever. Every drop counts when you're stretching meals. Worried about the sodium or sugar overload? Fine. Grab the low sodium or packed in water versions. They do the same job without dumping half a salt shaker into your diet. You can even rinse them off if you're extra picky. But honestly, just having these on hand is already a win. And don't even get me started on the versatility. These cans and jars aren't one-trick ponies. Canned corn can punch up a soup or casserole. Jarred peaches, perfect for a quick dessert, or even just a sweet snack straight from the jar. You can load pasta with jarred artichokes or toss canned diced tomatoes into whatever disaster of a meal you're trying to salvage. Options. That's what these give you. Bottom line, canned and jarred fruits and vegetables are a no-brainer. They're cheap, easy to store, and last forever. If you're leaving the grocery store without at least a few of these, you're setting yourself up for regret. Don't overthink it. Grab a mix of veggies and fruits today so you're not stuck tomorrow. Simple, functional, life-saving. Get it done. 8 powdered milk, the shelf-stable MVP you've been ignoring. All right, number 8 on the list is powdered milk. Yeah, I know it doesn't exactly sound glamorous, does it? But listen up. Powdered milk is an absolute must for your stockpile, and here's why. Unlike fresh milk, this stuff lasts for years. Years. No fridge, no fuss, just stick it in a cool, dry spot, and you're good to go. When everything else is spoiling or running out, powdered milk is sitting there calmly waiting for its moment to shine. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, powdered milk. That's just for emergencies, hold up. It's way more than just a backup for your morning coffee. This stuff is insanely versatile. You can use it in baking for cakes, bread, and pancakes that need some dairy love. It works in sauces, turning bland into creamy goodness. It's the perfect addition to soups when you're missing that rich texture you'd get from fresh milk. And yes, you can drink it too, just rehydrate it, and voila, liquid gold. Still not convinced? It's not just about convenience. Powdered milk packs a nutritional punch. It's loaded with calcium to keep your bones strong and vitamin D so you don't turn into a tired lump during those gloomy days. Imagine not having access to regular dairy. Prices spike? Shelves are empty? Doesn't matter. You've got powdered milk locked and loaded to keep you covered. And here's the thing, this isn't some futuristic survival food that tastes like cardboard. It's practical, cost-effective, and dare I say it, a little underrated. You'll be kicking yourself if you don't grab a few bags now while it's still affordable. Stock up before everyone else figures out how life-saving it can be, because trust me, when you're out of milk for your coffee or pancakes, regret tastes a whole lot worse. Bottom line, don't sleep on powdered milk. Whether you need it for baking, cooking, or your morning brew, it's a multi-purpose staple that can carry its weight and then some. Grab it, store it, and thank yourself later when utter chaos takes over and you've still got a reliable dairy fix. 9. Salt, sugar, and spices, the small trio that packs a big punch. Coming in at number 9, we've got the ultimate low-key superheroes of your stockpile: salt, sugar, and spices. They might be small, but don't underestimate their power. When it comes to surviving tough times, these 3 can make or break your pantry. Period. Let's start with salt. This isn't just about sprinkling a little seasoning on your food. Salt is ancient technology, a time-tested way to preserve food when there's no fridge to rely on. Meat? Vegetables? Salt will keep them from spoiling by pulling out all that moisture bacteria loves. Think cured meats or pickled veggies, you can make them yourself even when fresh meat and produce start disappearing. And guess what? Salt doesn't expire. Ever. Stock up on it now and you'll never run out. Forget gold when things go south, salt is worth more than currency. Now for sugar. Sure, it's great for sweetening up your coffee or baking a morale-boosting cake when times get rough, but it's more than a comfort food ingredient. Sugar, like salt, is also a preservative. Making your own jams or jellies? Sugar is what keeps bacteria at bay, giving you tasty preserved fruits that last months, even years. Plus, sometimes you just need a damn cookie to get through the day, and having sugar on hand means you're prepared for that too. And then there's the MVP spices. These are the secret to not losing your mind when all you've got left is rice and beans. A pinch of cumin, a dash of paprika, or a sprinkle of oregano can completely transform basic staples into meals that feel satisfying. It's boring food? Not with spices. And some of them have bonus health perks. Turmeric works as an anti-inflammatory, cinnamon can help stabilize your blood sugar levels, and garlic powder. Excellent for your immune system. The point is, salt, sugar, and spices are more than just luxury add-ons, they're non-negotiable. They don't take up much space, they last forever or close to it, and they'll turn survival meals into something a little closer to comfort food. Stock up on these now before prices jump or shelves run dry. Don't make the mistake of forgetting the little things that deliver big benefits. You'll thank yourself when every meal doesn't taste like cardboard. 10. Honey, the golden treasure your stockpile is begging for. Finally, at number 10, we've got honey. And if this isn't already in your pantry, what are you even doing? Honey isn't just food, it's liquid gold with a shelf life that puts every other item to shame. We're not making this up. Honey doesn't go bad. Not in a month, not in a year, never. There's honey from ancient Egyptian tombs, perfectly edible after 3,000 years. Can your fancy organic almond milk do that? Nope. But the insane longevity is just the beginning. Honey is your one-stop shop for so much more than sweetness. It's loaded with natural sugars for quick energy that won't leave you crashing like processed junk does. Feel drained? Grab a spoonful of honey, and you're back in the game. And it's not just about calories. Honey has antioxidants, which help fight off those pesky free radicals that contribute to aging and illness. Plus, its antibacterial properties make it a go-to for natural wound care. Here's another thing people don't think about. Honey is also a medicine cabinet in a jar. Got a sore throat? Honey can soothe it. Coughing all night? Honey works as a natural suppressant, no weird chemicals needed. Minor cuts or burns? Yep, honey can help with that too. It's like having a mini first aid kit that doubles as dessert. Try finding another food that can do that. Now, storing honey is straightforward because it doesn't ask for much. Just toss it in a cool, dry place. That's it. Got a jar that looks a little crystallized? Relax. Honey doesn't go bad like other foods. Just warm it up, and it's like new again. No waste, no panic, just steady, reliable sweetness whenever you need it. Bottom line, if you're stockpiling and don't have honey, you're doing it wrong. It lasts forever, gives you energy, fights off sickness, and even heals wounds. Whether you're drizzling it over pancakes, sweetening your tea, or literally using it to save your skin, honey has your back. It's cheap now, but when the shelves start emptying, you're gonna wish you stocked up. Don't be that person standing in an empty aisle thinking, "Why didn't I grab the honey?" You've been warned, get it before it's gone. That's it, minus 10 grocery products you need to stockpile before next month. These items aren't just convenient, they're lifesavers when things go sideways. By building even a basic stockpile, you're securing peace of mind for you and your family. While everyone else is scrambling, you'll already be set. Don't wait until it's too late. If this video helped you, smash that like button and subscribe too for more no-nonsense prepping tips. Share this with friends or family. Seriously, don't hoard the knowledge. Stay smart, stay stocked, and stay safe.